Hey everybody, it's Scott with Scott's Streaming Consciousness of Poker. I wanted to show you my crew. We got Dave Roberts, got Spock, got the bongo player, Kiki Hernandez, of course, Mr. Bill, Mr. Bill, Mr. Bill, Mr. Bill. Anyway, so we're not going to talk about a whole lot of stuff today as far as we're going to talk about strategy. We're not going to talk about quests. Yeah, I mean, we're going to come up against a season quest and we'll get to that. But today, strictly strategy, strictly streaming consciousness, okay? Strictly streaming consciousness. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll choose our table. We're always going to, most likely, we're going to always play this 30-60 blind table. And we're always going to come in at usually 4.5 million. But for today, for you guys, we're going to come in at 5 mil or just a hair under. And also, take notice. Since we last spoke, I think we're up about another billion chips. So we're at 1,525,000,000. I've been playing since the last show, of course, but this is quite a slush fund we have going here, my friends. So I seem to be doing okay. I'm going to go with some strategy today. I'm not a fast talker like some of these other poker guys, but I am going to try to talk about kickers and why that's important and thinking about, inside straight stuff and strategies and some good betting, okay? So we'll buy in. We're going to wait our turn. I think this is a power hand table. So if you hit like a flush or a full house or four of a kind on the way up, you get some bonus stuff. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of the way. And pretty soon we'll come on with some cards here. Oh, we're in already. Okay. So we got a 10-2 unsuited, and the conservative in me says we're going to go ahead and fold out of this because if somebody wants us to ride with a 10-2 unsuited and they want 3.3 million, that's no good. Even if you have a gut hunch. Now, of course, the flop could serve up tens and twos and you could go knucklehead, but you don't know that. It's like playing a stock. If you know a lot about the company, you're going to invest. If you're just taking a stab, well, all right. So, and now this player over here, Taco, tells us they were bluffing. Okay. That's a little better. Jack King, still not suited. We'll go ahead and call that. Only cost us 60 grand for three more cards. In my estimation, we're paying 60 grand for three more cards. King Jack is a good start. So we'll see what happens. And here we go. Come on, Ashton. Come on. Oh, look at that. We got a pair of kings and we've got flushing. So we're definitely going to stay in this hand and we're going to see what comes to us. Maybe one of the other players will do our raise work for us. I always like let other players raise. But if they don't raise, you have to raise. So we're going to go ahead and make a substantial raise. Now, this might knock some players out. I don't care at this point. We might lose everybody, but that's okay. I'll take the 270 and K and chip. Somebody wants to stay in. You're not in. Muhammad's out. Let's see if Taco stays in. Taco's in. All right, so I'm still looking good. We got a pair of kings and we got possible flush. I'll go ahead and check. So we didn't pull the flush, but we do have a pair of kings. And, oh, it does look like Taco folded. Okay. Ace-3 unsuited. See what Taco has to say about it. You can always learn a little bit more about a player if you like. Taco just folded. I'll stay in. By just touching their picture, Taco's only played 76 hands. He's pulled a four of a kind. He's got 17 million in chips. Nah. No match for Drummer Dog with 4.5 billion, 23,093 hands, and a straight flush with a 10 club high. All right, what do we got? We got a pair of threes, but we also got clubs again. Now we have a low club. So even on the flush, I don't trust a three of clubs. We're going to go ahead and check. Doesn't cost us anything. Let's see if somebody comes around and challenges us. But right now, we have an ace, 2, 3, 3, 9, and we're clubbing. But should we stay in for the 240K? You guys want to buy another card for 240K? Yeah? Yeah. All right. Let's see if it gets more expensive. Broadway? No. Let's see. Jimmy? No. So we'll go the 240. Oh, look at that. It means nothing. We got nothing out of it, but we'll check again. We still have the high ace. So we'll see what happens, but nothing of any consequence. So should we stay in for the 300? Okay, we got one more card. We've got three of a kind all of a sudden. That means me and you and my friends. So you know what? We'll go ahead, because we're not going to give up on a bad hand. We'll go all in and let's see what happens. I'm not going to fold on a three of a kind with a high ace. I will go all in, but let's see if it was enough. Somebody may have some. Oh, look at that. Yay. All right, so we just won 10,460,000 chips with our three of a kind because we stayed in. Now, I would certainly say we got lucky because sometimes I would have folded. But because you guys wanted me to play, we went in. All right. So what have we learned so far? Sometimes you got to stay to the end, especially if you're heavily invested. So what do we got? Let's see. We got a pair of sixes and a 2 on the flop. What do I see? I don't like what I see. I'm going to go ahead and fold out of this hand. We'll talk about what we see. Let's see what Broadway is all about. Broadway's got 17 million in chips. He's played a total of 323 hands. Stephania, what are you? You've got 64 million. Got to look like you had a straight flush there. Oh, we would have had a pair so far. Still that pair of sixes though. Good fold for us, my friends. Good fold. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, Skyman won a power hand. We've got a pair of threes. I like a pair of threes. I'm not going to raise heavily unless it comes around to be raised. Sometimes I like to play a little under the radar, like, okay, got a pair of threes, but I want to hold my hand up and say I got a pair. Or I got like an ace king or whatever. But, some people just like to go all in and see what happens. I used to play that way. I've gotten a little more conservative. So I'm going to check with my pair of threes. And there's not much improvement there. So I'm going to check again. So basically, I'm still sort of under the radar with this pair of threes. There's also some spades up there, but again, I hold a low spade. Now, all of a sudden, I have a two pair. And the table looks kind of weak to me, so I'm going to go ahead and I am going to bet. I'm going to go 780 with my threes and tens. Let's see who's staying in. So still threes and tens. I'll check that. And, oh, all right. Nice hand. Stephania took me out with a pair of sevens. Very nice. She also played it under the radar. Very nice. You know what? I like when people play like that. So I am going to send Stephania a card. I like that. I like when people play straight up. Oh, you're welcome. She was saying thank you for the album card. Sometimes I say thank you, sometimes I don't. Anyway, so we got a queen seven unsuited. Now we got a pair of sevens. So yeah, we're going to check our pair of sevens. Skyman's been pulling some good hands here. Let's see. He just pulled a 60K raise and he's been called, so I'll call. The 4 does nothing for us, obviously, but I'll check again. And now we've got sevens and twos. We'll check because remember, we lost that last hand on two pair. And there we go. We won this hand, 507,000 chips. And the way that World Series of Poker awards you the chips, it's pretty smart. They remove when they tell you how much you won, 507,000, that's minus the bet that you were in. So you know your true winnings. We'll call. We have a 2-6. Obviously, 3-4-5 would be the ultimate flop to flop the straight, but that rarely happens unless you're in the movie Rounders and you're Matt Damon. Okay, we have really nothing here, and we really have nothing to build upon. So just so for the sake of it, I'll hit the check fold button. And it usually automatically folds us, but nobody raised, so we're going to hit it again. There's really nothing there for us. Even if somebody, I mean, if a 2 lands right now or a 6 lands, okay, but nobody seems to have anything, or usually the size of the pot drives what hands people have. Now it took us out. Somebody did raise the pot up to 300K. So now the pot is, the pot's growing. All right. So what do we got? Oh, we would have had, oh no, it's not our 2 pair. So it's jacks and queens and steel wheel and brave does man. Let's see. Oh, full house and a power hand worth 300,000 extra chips. Very nice. Very nice. Here we go with this queen 5 unsuited again. We'll go ahead and sort of the reverse of the last go around when we had the queen of spades and the 7 of hearts or something. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and stay. I'm gonna call the 300K. I like a queen. And so now we have 4, 5, 6. We're 1 card shy of a straight. We'll check that. Not a lot at stake here yet. If somebody throws a huge raise in there, we might come off the table, take a fold. But we'll see. All right, so still we got nothing. And still the bet's a check. So we're going to stay in. It's basically a free card as far as I'm concerned. And so it's a pair of 8s that don't belong to us. But we do have the queen. So maybe we have the high card and the pair of 8s belongs to us. We'll find out. Nope, 3 of a kind for Alejo. Very nicely done, Alejo. Queen 8 again. So you see the trend here at this table. My deal cards seem to be unsuited Queen X for the last 3 hands. This is sleepy time for some of these people. They just don't want to go. So, all right. So we're going to call the 60K. And what do we got? All right. So look, we got a possible flushing going here. So we'll check. And that took our possible flushing away. And we'll call the 180. We still have the queen of diamonds and it's the jack and the ace up there, so why not? It's all house money anyways. So we've got 6, 7, 8. We got nothing is what we got. We got a high card with a queen. We're not even going to take the 360 charge. We're just going to fold. And well, you see, Brian Owen won before even the showdown, but not a lot. All right, here we go. 10-6, unsuited. I am the big blind. So my money's already in. My 60K is already in. So I'm just going to check. I'm not going to fold. I'll just see what comes around. At least I'm the last of the Mohicans. All right, so 2-3-2 certainly doesn't help us, but we'll check again. All right, possible flushing. Oh, look at that. 3s and 2s. Those are not our cards, right? Those are everybody's cards. So nothing terrific yet. But we'll stay in, still relatively small pickings. And let's say we missed it by a card on the flush, but we'll check. If somebody comes around and wants a real bet in there, we'll probably fold out. So 120K when I got nothing. I don't think my 10 is strong enough to win it. So we'll give it up. Sometimes it's okay to give up that stuff. 10 jack, possible straighting, unsuited. Some people might say to fold it and save your powder for another hand. Keep your powder dry, so to speak. But here for you guys, let's see what we got. We're going to call. Besides which, as the small, we're already 30 in, so we might as well call. Unless it's just junk, right? All right, so we got a pair of jacks. We'll go ahead and check that pair of jacks. Let's see, who's coming around on the bet? Alejo's been doing well. Brian had a nice hand. Let's see, we're a 9 away from a straight. We'll check. Still lay low. I like to lay low. Unless the hand's just stupid and there's a couple of scopies at the table going all in, and sometimes you need to give them a check on the FAFO. FAFO is what I will like to put into the chat sometimes when people get all smarty pants. Yeah, of course we're staying in pair jacks. Of course. And one card away from straight. 9, give me that 9, give me that 9. Still got a pair of jacks though, so that looks good. We're working 2 angles. Oh, the 4 means nothing to us. Well, we'll check. Now, some people might try to scare us away, but I like the pair of jacks, so I'm just going to call. Oh, and there you go. Very nicely done. Brian wins the hand, 2 million. Here's that age-old story again, folks, with the queen and the X card. So queen 10's better than, queen 7. We'll stay in. Let's see where we're going. Just get me to the flop. All right, so we really haven't improved much. There is possible straighting on our side, so we'll check. An 8 and a jack would be very nice, but other than that, we don't have much going on. Still relatively inexpensive to buy another card, so we'll stay in. All right, we still need that 8. That 8's a critical component here. So I'd love to see that 8. We'll stay in for that 8. Sometimes that 8 comes. Sometimes that 8 doesn't, but this time it didn't. We're very close to a flush, but we're also very far just by 1 card, so I'm just going to check if there's no raise. All right, we're going to check, because sometimes the queen is high enough, but not this time. Black the God won another hand. Very nicely done, Black the God. Very nice. 7 jacks better than the trend of queens, something we've been getting, so let's go ahead and see what comes up on the flop. Take me to the flop. Take me to the flop. Oh, baby, I'm getting old. I'm sorry. All right, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Come on. Let's play. Let's play. Come on. Come on. All right, another pair of jacks. Again, look at the trend that's going on here. But we know that nobody else has really got anything put together unless they have a jack or a king. So we're going to go ahead and check. Oh, now we got 2 pair. 2 pairs, very nice. So I'm going to raise. Is that okay with you guys? Because the jack belongs to me and the 2s belong to everybody. So I'm going to raise, let's raise 900. We lost 1 player. People texting me, sorry. Probably want me to do my real job. I'll call the 900. Now, 1 nice card, a 2 or a jack. No, it's not enough. All right. So we're just going to see what happens with Anaconda and I. It's just the 2 of us. I'm going to check him. Let's see what happens. And I won with 2 pair. Yay. Drummer Dog wins 3.24 chips. 3,250,000 chips. I'm going to call. I'm going to tip. And you know what? I may have missed my last tip, so I'm going to tip her again. And usually that gets everybody else tipping, but whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just a machine. It's not an actual person. All right. We're going to go in with an 8-6 unsuited. Oh, look at that. We flopped a 3 of a kind. So value hand. And the guys who truly know how to play they're going to know that I'm value handing it. But I'm just, calling 780. I'm just going to call the 780. It's fine. Because I'm gonna lay low with my 3 of a kind. He may have an 8 too. He may have just a queen. But now I'm gonna bet. I'm gonna go as high as 1.5 million. And let's see who stays in. Now I got the full boat and I won the power hand. How you like that, my friends? I like that. 7-4. Okay, look at that. Now we've flopped a whole bunch of clubs. We could have the flush, but we don't have, we have a middle line club, 7 of clubs. So let's see what happens. We're going to ride this one. 660K. We'll ride this one. We have a pair of queens, but it's not ours. We really need that club. Yeah, we'll go in with the mill. Why not? Come on, club. Oh, 3, 6. No. That was a good fold, my friends. Pair of kings. I like to raise on a pair of kings. Let's see who's got the balls. Everybody folded. I won 101,000. Possible flushing here with the Jack 2 suited. I do like a Jack 2 suited. There's another nice thing is now I got a pair of jacks, so we'll check that. Now we got all kinds of fun things happening, like a straight, an 8 or a king helps us. We'll stay in. There's a 3. So we basically have a pair of jacks. We'll check. We'll see what happens. We'll call the 1.5 mil. Straight, that's a nice hand. Good. Very well done. I'll lose to that. 10 queen unsuited, but you know what? We're going to go in. Possible straighting for us in high cards. I like the high cards, as you have noticed. Somebody's already raised at 60. Braden. Braden's raised at 60K, so we'll raise it. We'll go with the 60K. Looks like we've got a possible straight again, but we need a king. 10 jack space, which would be the king. So we're going to check. We really don't have much right now after the flop. We got a nice lot of high cards, but nothing after the flop. See if Braden raises it. Oh, it looks like Braden didn't raise it. So 6 doesn't help us. We're only really interested in one card, unfortunately, and that's a king. And that's how this goes sometimes, but we're going to write it out as long as nobody puts a stupid raise out there. So let's see. 7 doesn't help us, my friend. So this hand didn't work out for us. And check it anyways. Sometimes the queen is the high card, but not this time. Wood won with 2 pair. 8-9 possible straighting and possible flushing. We're going to call the 60. Braden's in for 60. Black's in for 60. See, Wood, come on. I don't know why people, thank you. All right, so there's another 6 and a pair of 9s. So we're going to call the 900. Another spade in that 6. So we got 6, 8, 9 of spades, and we are 1 card away from a straight, which would be a 7. 2 doesn't help us, but we're check anyways. 2 does not help us. Let's see. Nor does the queen. So really in this hand, we're only going to end up with a pair of 9s, so we're going to check. Now, if our pair of 9s outchecks everybody else, we win 3.3 million in chips, which we did. Very good. Here comes another set of cards. 6, 7 flushing. I'm straighting, but unfortunately not of the same suit. Okay, so 1 card away again from a straight, an 8. We pull an 8, which would be nice inside. That's a straight. Well, there's the 10. Still need that elusive 8. Sometimes the 8 just shows up, usually after you fold. But since nobody's putting an outrageous raise out there or an outrageous bet, I'll just keep going. Sometimes you have to ride all the cards out. So there's a pair of 6s for us. We'll check the pair of 6s. You never know. Sometimes a pair of 6s wins it. Some people have just a high card. Let's see. At least 2 people have gone for the 300 range. You know what? At least we get to see what they had. So I don't care that much about a pair of 6s. I don't think it's great. So I'll fold and see who won. We lost to 2 pair. That's what I call dodging a bullet. Okay. Usually you have to see that somebody else is still in, though, or else they'll win on a showdown without, you know, that's the way that goes. 10-7 unsuited. We're going to go ahead and call this. And we're looking around and somebody has called it. So pair of sevens and possible straighting. So we'll go ahead and call again. Somebody's raised 750. Who's that? Braden. Oh, Braden. We should find out a little bit more about Braden, shouldn't we? We'll call and we'll find a little bit more about Braden. There's the deuce, Braden. What are you going to do? I'm going to check you. Let's see what you got. You got 51 million and 124 hands. So we got 10. He's got kings on the board. Let's see what we got. You know, this does not feel good to me. Pair of sevens. I'm going to go in, though. I'm glad Snowman won, though. Yes, yes. Braden did not win with his antics. I like that. Ace six. Unsuited, but I always like having an ace. That's how I like to play. I got an ace. I'm playing. Now, 3-8 jack doesn't do jack for us, not even in the suit range. So we'll see if there's any raising or any betting and raising. And right now, there's not, so we'll check. Now, still nothing for us. Still absolutely nothing. Horrid hand. There's just, looks like there's just two of us in, where I'm going to check again. And it's too bad, because look at that. That's a king. But I'm going to check again. Maybe I have the high ace. Nope. And Snowman wins again with a pair. So king, queen, unsuited, but I'm going to go. If somebody puts a lot of money out there, I'm going to stay again. I like high cards. I like going with high cards. You can't get me to fold with high cards unless, again, it's an absolutely absurd bet. So one pair means I got a pair of kings. And so the flop came out 5 king ace. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to raise. And sometimes, you know, when people see you raising, they drop out. But let's see if Maisie stays in. It looks like it's going to be me and Maisie. And so I've got 2 pair now, Maisie. What are you going to do? I'm going to bet on Maisie. I'm going to go $1.5 million with my king and queens. He might have an ace under there, but it may not be enough. Let's see if what he's got. So let's bet the 900, see if he's got me. He may. Oh, he doesn't. All right. So Drummer Dog just won 4.75 million on a head-to-head. Now we've got an ace 5. You're seeing a pattern again? Now we got the ace 5 unsuited. Got a pair of 9s. And with an ace, I like to think those pair of 9s belong to me. Notice, too, we have a claim now. I wasn't going to do the claims, but I always have to take it when it's time. So we still have a pair of 9s, and we got possible flushing. Another diamond, and we got a flush, especially with the ace of diamonds. So again, not enough, but we do have with the 3, but we do have a pair of 9s, and with the ace, I do believe that those 9s are ours, unless somebody else. So 2 pair wins that hand. We got to win 3 hands. 10-2, not suited. Pair of 10s, very nice. We'll check whatever bet comes our way. We'll also go grab our little bonus here. Always grab bonuses. Remember, keep your stack moving forward and flowing higher. Pair of 10s is all we got right now, unfortunately. A third 10 would be nice to win this handout. Yeah, we'll call the 60. Why not? All right, so somebody could have a straight. It's not us. We only have a pair of 10s, but we'll check and see where black goes. He's up at 60. Snowman, are you going to rise it? No, we'll do this. So black won with a pair of kings. So not a huge pot because there's only 1, 2, 3, 6 of us playing. And now I have an ace-8 clubs suited. And again, notice the trend, what's going on at this table. But again, now I have no shot at a flush. I got a pair of fives. Remember, that's an ace I have, so I think of those fives as mine. And I'm still going to stay in. I love having an ace. An 8 doesn't mean a whole lot, but another 5 would be good. So again, I essentially lost to Snowman because he has 2 pair. So Snowman's on a roll. Jack 4 suited. I don't know if you all can hear my dog barking, so I'll have to wrap this up for you all soon. Probably be the last couple of hands here. Daddy. All right, so there's lots of spades there. I like what I see, but we're still not there yet, so I'll lay low. Now we have a power hand. All right, so for kicks and grins, I'm going to raise this because I believe I have a high jack. Unless somebody has a king or a queen, I'm not in great shape. But we're just going to, because we're going to be going out here pretty soon. Let's see what he's, yeah. How about it, folks? 7,320,000 in chips to close it out for today. Plus a full house power hand. We'll play the king queen just to see it out. I always love a king queen. There's a pair of queens and a pair of fives, so you already have 2 pair. Maybe it's our turn to go on a roll. So we'll stay, sorry doggy, until our roll runs out, right? Because now we got a little momentum. I'm going to stay in and just ride around here. Now we've got another power hand. Pretty unbelievable. So I'm going to raise this up a little bit. I want to try to keep everybody in. There's still one more card. Still one more card, and I got a power hand, and I love that. All right, the pot's up to 3 million. I'm going to bet the pot, and we'll confirm that. Who wants to stay in? I believe I still have the power hand. Yeah, all right. So I won the power hand, and I'm now up to 15 million in table chips, so I'm definitely the high chipster. 8-9 of diamonds, let's call that. Again, we're just going to stay in until things just kind of turn the other way. And you get on a roll, you get on a roll. You were all watching Snowman on a roll, so let's see if we can flop some diamonds. Okay, what do we got? We got a pair of 8s, essentially, so we'll call that. Now we have another diamond. So one more diamond, we have a flush. Of course, we're going to stay in this game. We'll call the 1.7 mil. And 6 doesn't help us, but we'll check. Let's see what we got. Nope, we did not win that hand, so it's going to be time for us to fold. There's our pattern of unsuited high card, middle card. Possible flushing with the 5-10 and the 7, but we're just going to ride this last hand out, folks. Well, a pair of aces too. Let's see what we got. So we got a pair of aces and a pair of 2s, so we got 2 pair aces 2s. We're going to call. Full house wins, nice hand. We're going to go out while we're up. So, to recap, let me put myself back up here. Recap, we're now up to 4,534,117,841 chips. 4 billion with a B. So we just had a nice winning session for you. I hope you learned a couple things. You can hit the subscribe. You can message me. I think some button around here. I do check messages. And I enjoyed playing World Series of Poker with you today while you got to hear my streaming consciousness of poker. See you all in the next few days. Enjoy.